Hi, this is GS from uoe.org, University of Online Education. Today we are going to discuss about the session how to connect with MySQL database through PHP script. In previous session, I just given an introduction on the MySQL database and what are the kind of database and what is the use of database. So today's session, I will show you how we can able to connect with the MySQL database through PHP script. So the title is MySQL connection using PHP script. So in order to connect with MySQL, there are two key functions. We have to use these two key functions in order to connect with MySQL. The two connections are there are two key functions in order to connect with MySQL. The key function one is MySQL underscore connect, and second key function is MySQL underscore select underscore DB. These are the two key functions in order to connect with MySQL. First of all, discussing about MySQL underscore connect. This MySQL underscore connect as usually contain three parameters. There are host name. This is the syntax of MySQL underscore connect, and username and password. It contains three parameters. So by using this MySQL underscore connect, we can able to open connection to the database. What is host name means? Host name is nothing but IP address. I mean, right now I'm explaining this session in my local host. So defaultly my local host, my host name will be the local host. If you are using different servers, at the time you have to indicate the IP address instead of this host name. So myself, my host is local host. And the second one is username. Username means it is the name of the while we creating a database, we will define username and password for the particular database. In localhost, we need not to define any username and password. Defaultly in localhost, when we using localhost means defaultly it will be the root. Username will be defaultly root. But in server, while we creating database in PHP MyAdmin, every database will contain its own username and password. At the time, we have to define the particular database username and password here. So my username is root and defaultly password is empty. I mean, this is the way to open connection with database. Let me check whether the connection is working or not. I will define this in one variable and I will check if by using conditional statement. Not means if the connection is not open, print a error message die. I mean, the die function, why I use the die function means the die function prints a message and exits the current script. If I have a number of lines of script, if I use die and print a message means if error message occurs means the script here itself it will be stop. That's the use of die function. Die function is nothing but it will print a message and exit the current script. So I am printing message that could not connect, and I want to display the error message means MySQL underscore error. The MySQL underscore error is the function which tells you what kind of error has been occurred in the connection. Simply if you don't use the MySQL underscore error means it will show could not connect. That's it. It will not show any other error. We don't know what mistake we have done, but by using this MySQL underscore error, it clearly indicates what kind of mistake we have done. So I'm going to save this as connection.php. If I open it in a browser, localhost db, and if you see here empty could not use test underscore db. Sorry, it's not test connection. It's showing an empty message because here if you indicate in else part as connected, because the database is connected, so it's not display any error. Suppose if you give invalid credentials means, instead of this, if you give any invalid credential like password anything means, it will display one error message that could not connect, and it will display the error access denied for the particular user. That's because if you didn't use this MySQL underscore error means here itself you can't able to see what kind of error is occurred. So that is the use of MySQL. If I remove means it is connected, so it displaying empty. So in else part, if I keep connected, it will display connected. So right now I connected with my PHP myadmin. I open a connection by using MySQL underscore connect. Once we open a connection, we have to use the second function called MySQL underscore select underscore db. So this is not need. So $db equal to MySQL underscore select underscore db. The MySQL underscore select underscore db contain only one argument. That is nothing but database name. If you see here, if I open PHP myadmin, by using this MySQL underscore connect, I just open connection to PHP myadmin. So after that I need to select for which database the PHP script want to be connected. Here I have number of database, so by using the MySQL underscore select underscore db, I want to select one database. So I'm going to select test. And let me check whether it is connected or not. Not equal to. If connection is not connected, I want to display die error message and exit from the script. Database, and also I want to display what the mistake I have done. Else you are connected with database. If I run this, it will show you are connected with database, because I have given valid database name which already exists in PHP myadmin. Suppose if I give a different database name which doesn't exist, it will show you one error message could not connect to database, unknown database name tested. Why it show clearly means I used here MySQL underscore error. If I remove this means you can't able to find out exactly what mistake you have done. It simply show could not connect to database, that's it. So while using with MySQL, it is very important for every connection or every query MySQL underscore error, because it will show you clearly error what kind of error is occurred. So if give valid, now I connected with my database. So we can say that in PHP, in order to connect with MySQL, there are two important functions. One is MySQL underscore connect, which open connection to the PHP myadmin, and MySQL underscore select underscore DB, which select the particular database. Once we connected the database, when we run any query, maybe select query or insert query, all will take place in this database itself. Here itself it consists number of tables. I will show you how to create table and how to insert data and how to select data from the database and display on PHP script in coming classes. So right now we connected with the database called test. So we right here, from here we can create a table and we can insert records into the test table, and we can do whatever we need, because by using these functions we have connected to the database. So in coming session I will show you clearly how to fetch the records from database and display on PHP. So that's it for today's session. Thank you.